Hello and welcome to the Confusion Wrestling Podcast, the last bastion of independent wrestling. I'm your host, Rob Cameron. With me is Affogato, rare appearance inside the studio. Usually I have her in the sound booth, making sure the audio's clear, but, you know, such is life. Anywho, this week we got a guest in the studio. He is wrestling's brightest firework, Foxx Vinyer. Sit down and just talk about, really, like, it boils down to just getting that chance. And that's, you know, what a lot of business is in general, is just getting that opportunity to show what you can do. But we talk about, you know, all the work he's done in NWA, his work in Ring of Honor pre-pandemic, etc. Also, before, you know, get too far ahead, it's a busy holiday week over here, at least at the time of this here recording. I believe Canada Day was earlier in the week, and then tomorrow, as this is being recorded, us Americans are celebrating 4th of July, so I just want to wish everyone a happy summer holiday season. Stay safe, stay cool if you're in the warmer climates. It's summer up here anyway, if you're in Yankee land. But yeah, so let's just take a brief pause for the cause. Get yourself an energy drink, get yourself some coffee, maybe even a coffee machine, and we'll be back with Foxx Vinyer. Hey folks, the Confusion Wrestling Podcast has become a veritable hub of shopping and treats and all that sort of good stuff. Whether you need a sugar-free alternative to energy drinks in the form of Raise Energy, or maybe even, you know, top-of-the-line ice makers, coffee machines, and other household appliances, or, well, let's go crazy, and you can even get WWE licensed apparel, all through my links section. All you got to do is wander down to the descriptor of this week's episode, check out the various links, click on them, and go shopping like you normally would. Heck, like, it's no difference. You just came in and just said Rob sent you. And that way, you can get the things you need, maybe even at a discount, and the podcast gets a kickback as well. So be sure to check out those links. Thank you very much for listening. Back to the show. And we are back, ladies and gentlemen, Confusion Wrestling Podcast. As I said at the top of the show, bringing in the top-tier talent. He is different, making a difference. He is the Fireworks, Foxx Vinyer. Foxx, how are you doing this evening, man?
Good. Is this Degrassi in the background gonna sue you? Block it?
I don't know. Like, the YouTube's not that important, so we might be okay. I haven't had anything else pop up yet, so...
That's all right.
And
just so everyone knows, Emma is in the ravine with Jay. You know, is what the kids say. Get your bracelet, Emma. Weird girl.
Next podcast is just going to be like a old school Degrassi deep dive and all that sort of good stuff every week. New episode.
We'll talk about all day long.
That being said, I don't know enough about Degrassi to, you know, actually hold my own for that conversation, so I'm just going to segue out of that.
It'll be me talking to myself.
I mean, that might be more entertaining than listening to me. In the meanwhile, until we get to that jumping point, always start off everything with the super original, never before asked question. What got you into the wacky world of professional wrestling? What made you a fan?
My father always took me and my brother growing up. Like, that's all I knew. He had a girlfriend who had 2 daughters who were into it, so they would always want to go, and they're older than me by like 5-6 years, so we would be tagging along. Earliest memory, I've said it before, it was like, I think WrestleMania 5? I just remember a big panned out shot and them looking down. And I think it was Macho and Warrior, pretty sure. But, yeah, I was walking into the MVP Arena, used to be the Times Union Center, used to be the Pepsi Arena, used to be the Knickerbocker Arena, used to be. And just seeing the red, white, and blue ropes, and I'm like, this is it. So every time I walk into the place, I just have to look down at the ring. Or I take a lot of pictures of just the ring by itself. Because it just, you know, just like a romantic-looking thing, an empty ring.
I agree. It's one of my little things is whenever I go to wrestling events, I almost always, like, my first picture is just of kind of like the ring and or front row, depending on where I'm at within the building. And there's just, I don't know, there's just something magical like about that moment of like watching the people
and, just
and
like,
the people just starting to walk in.
Yeah, man, like what could happen in here? Yeah, like I grew up in Albany, New York, so my arena was where Flair won the belt, Stone Cold had the beer truck, DX reformed, Edge cashed in, Edge retired, Angle won his first title from The Rock at No Mercy, 2000 I think, maybe 2002.
They're one of them. It all runs together, and I'm not a good dates person to begin with, but so you got lucky on that one. Like I mean, granted, I started late with like a lot of my wrestling attendance just because we were broke and Dad didn't like crowds. So like all I got stuck with was the Great Khali's debut because that was in Peoria.
Terrible.
But if it plays in Peoria, it plays in the rest of the country. It's the old saying.
I remember I had a terrible ex-girlfriend who I begged, hey, let's go to SmackDown tonight. Come on, let's go. I love going to wrestling when it's in the area. Let's go. And she was like, nah. And then Hogan returned. I'm like, no.
Oh.
Never got to see.
I am, and my friend's kicking himself, even though he got to go. But my best friend got to go see, I believe it is Great American Bash '97, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I'll make him listen to this, and he can correct me later. But they were in, they were either in Quad Cities, Moline side, or in like Cedar Rapids, Iowa, one of the two. And so he actually got to go to a WCW pay-per-view, and I still am insanely jealous as a 41-year-old man, nearly 42.
I mean, I was
just
at
to be able
to 92. I was at not Over the Edge, where Edge was at. What the hell's the name of that pay-per-view? New Year's Revolution.
Yeah.
The Raw after WrestleMania when DX had the cage and they beat up Foley and Funk and Triple H came out. He said, he's back. And here comes X-Pac. He's a killer, Bishop! Fire me! Shut up.
They say I watched that. I watched that live from my couch, so it means if you got decent seats, you could have seen me in the crowd. Then maybe weird 6 degrees of separation.
In episode, it's June something 2004. It's when Evolution was up in the skybox and they walked down. You can see me in the fourth row holding a Foxx Vinyer sign. And I still have that sign in my closet in my old tote. Signed it and everything. But I was like, at the time, my girlfriend's cousin worked security, and she found us in the seats and was like, hey, come down. Moved us from up in the $25 nosebleeds to fourth row. Camera side. So I was like, yeah, the whole time, wow.
Oh, nice. The closest I ever got it was like sixth row, but I was behind commentary, so you couldn't see anything except I had the option to throw things at Michael Cole if I really wanted to be ejected from the event, but I chose not to be ejected.
Me and my buddies went to an ECW show in 2000 where we had like our big signs that we made of cardboard and aluminum foil for our backyard fed, but it was at like an indoor soccer thing, so it wasn't like we were far away. I should actually tell this to Rhino someday because we were like super close and like so close to them, and like it was like Francine was out there and you're like, you have herpes, and like, Rhino, where's the girdle? And then the next night they were at Raw, and we brought the signs, and you can see us like up in the thing, like one shot in the balcony with it. But we were down, and it was Kane versus like Val Venus, and Kane comes out, and we weren't too close to the stage, but we were close enough that we felt his heat from his pyro. It was hot, and I was like, oh my God. And loud.
Oh, nice. My closest like claim to fame would have been like a 2004 SmackDown Velocity. I mean, the same one I've been talking about, but it's a SmackDown Velocity, and it's on the Velocity part. If you like listen very quietly, this is during the Simon Dean era when he had the Gemini. He comes out and the crowd is, you know, jeering him and screaming, "Simon sucks!" And then there's this lull as like the actions get ready to start, and you can hear like if you listen very carefully, it's one of those things like if you know what you're listening for,
right?
And when you like, you can hear this lone voice scream, "I still love you, Simon." Because I loved Simon Dean. I mean, I knew he was Nova, and I was a fan of Nova going into the old late period ECW.
Yeah, it was fun. Good times. Good times.
But there you go. So yeah, now you just mostly see me at indie shows, and I'm still trying to like figure out how I didn't like by proxy get in trouble when I worked residential, and one of my guys wanted a deathmatch DVD, so I got him one, and it was an event I attended, and he found me in the crowd and then like showed it to my boss. I'm like,
yeah,
luckily,
like twice.
Luckily, she was a firm believer of, you know, what you do in your off time is up to you, and as long as you weren't doing anything illegal, which going to death matches were not illegal, maybe in poor taste, but not illegal.
Yeah.
But just like, oh no, as I watch it, like, I found Rob, come here, and like, I mean, like, can't remember which match he found, but someone was getting cut with a light tube, and like,
he was like, cut him open, I hate my job. Like, whoa.
Oh, we can reminisce all day, but I'm going to try to keep moving along because you've been very gracious with your time, tolerating me and my various BS and technical issues that most people aren't going to end up hearing about. But
I'm already
probably more from me complaining than anything else. But what made you choose to cross the barrier and get trained to wrestle?
Well, I was like 13. I was wrestling in the backyard. Just, you know, nothing like crazy backyard wrestling. I had like my brother laid out a carpet that we had, and he cut a hole so he could work on his putting because he was in the golf. And then one day, I lived in my backyard. There was like my yard, a little space, and then the woods. And in the woods, there was always magical shit. So we found, you know, metal fence posts and just came and stuck them on the sides and put yarn around it. I was like, we have a ring. It's like 12, 13 years old. And then he would go, for those who know Kenny Casanova, he would go and work out in the ring and play around. And Kenny would, you know, charge $10 for kids to come to like a camp, and he would do commentary and film, you know, their matches on a VHS. And then, so I went there one time. I was like, yo, this is so cool. And then, you know, years later, I ran into my best friend that moved away from high school. And then I just saw him. I followed him home. I was like, yo, what's up? What's been up? You know, I haven't talked to you in forever. This was like before cell phones and MySpace days. And he was like, yo, I'm trained to be a wrestler. There's a wrestler at the gym, and he's blah, 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 blah. I was like, hey, I was trained before. I wrestled. I got in the ring before. Let me go check it out. And then I went and checked it out. I was like, yo, I want to try this. And the trainer was like, all right, pay me. I was like, I don't have a job right now. I don't have any money. I'm 21. He's like, well, get money, and then I'll train you. And literally the next day, my phone rang from a pizza shop that I put in to be a driver at. And I was like, can I get an advance, please, for the week? I want to go train. And my boss gave me the money. And then I went up and trained, and I was trained by Just Plain Black, JP Black from the Do or Die Academy and House of DeVito, because my trainer was trained by Tony DeVito. So I learned that style, like guys like Vic Delicious of the Now. Where do you live? Now. So, yeah. And I was like, you know what, let's do it. And then I did it. Here I am. All these years later. Maximus.
I mean, we've already dated ourselves quite well on this talk about WrestleMania 5 and SmackDowns and Raws from the early 2000s. I don't know when
you're going to air this, but on the 11th of July, I'll be 40, so I'm old.
Well, you're younger than me, so I'll give you that. I mean, granted, I won't say like, oh, it's just 2 years, but hey, oh no, I'm losing things because I'm bumping around. But I mean, on the plus side, it means you've gotten a whole realm of experience around the country, around the world potentially. But like, I've doing my bare modicum of research has also shown that you've popped up, and it's available on YouTube and wherever else you get your wrestling. But in you've popped up a couple times in AEW. You were getting kind of featured in Ring of Honor there for a little bit before the world kind of hit the fan.
Tournament. I did like a couple years with them. I only did like a total of like 7 or 8 matches, but I was in the top prospect. I got a technical victory over Cheeseburger at the 14th anniversary of Ring of Honor in Las Vegas. And then my last match I had with them was a triple threat against Mikey Webb and Cauliflower Brown in North Carolina. And I got pyro on that match. They're like, what do you do for an entrance? I don't know. You never given me one really before. I have confetti. Like, no, like, we were giving you pyro. Oh. I don't know. I jump up in the air and hit it. So when you watch that video, I have like my Fred Durst jumping in the air. Come on. And fucking pyro goes off. It was cool. So I guess I could say I was in a top prospect tournament and the Crockett Cup. Am I the only one? I have to look it up.
Yeah, I mean, just for the sake of this podcast, we'll say yes for now and let people hit up the comment section to tell us otherwise. But I did see we're mutuals with Brutal Bob Evans, and I saw. I mean, the post is kind of old, obviously at this point, but gave you a glowing review with your Ring of Honor debut, and I thought that was really nice of him. Like, he seems like in my interactions with him, however limited, he seems like a pretty good dude.
Yeah, I remember that post. He put me over and was like, Fox is the first one there, last one to leave, which I was. I was always the first one at Ring of Honor, waiting for the truck. Like, I'm going to help out. Maybe I'll get a spot. Maybe something will happen. And I did 8 of their seminars since like 2012. So I was around there. I was like, you can see things where I carried like Bobby Fish's table out when he was doing his fish tank segment and stuff. Like, I got kicked in the face by the Young Bucks. I did some stuff. OG Ring of Honor was a good time.
And what was I mean, I legit don't know if I've ever had anyone on the podcast outside of Bob who was just putting over his training seminars at this point and not really talking about his career. But what was the atmosphere like in Ring of Honor at that time while you were there?
I was there at the peak of like Bullet Club. And before. So, like, just as Bullet Club was really blowing up, and it was, like, insane. The crowd was crazy. The locker room was amazing. I think Matt Taven or Mike Bennett got hurt, like, fucked their leg up. And the entire locker room just waited around until they were okay. And it was cool. I was like, that's dope. I want to be here. That was cool. But, yeah, they were, like, the whole locker room was good, and everything was like everyone was positive, helping everybody. Like, a bunch of the seminars were really good, where like Jay Lethal would sit there and talk to you about stuff, like Charlie Haas, Cornette when he was there. Like, a lot of the guys, like, I was there at all these seminars where people got picked up. Taven, QT Marshall. Like, I was there backstage when Dijak had the tournament, walked through, and they were like, if you want the contract, you got it. Shook his hand. I was like, oh, shit. Here I am, like, hey, I'm over here. Hello. But, yeah, Ring of Honor, it was cool. Like, the locker room was cool. I didn't see anything that was, like, shady or, like, they always seemed like everyone wanted to be on the same team to make the product better. You know what I mean? I did Gorilla once. I had the mic, talked to the truck, had the script. I was ready to go, making sure whatever I could do to be an asset to the company. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's kind of like the name of the game for wrestling in general, is just, even if you're not booked, make the towns, be useful, get eyes on you in one way, shape, or form. Because
the thing is that what people do, though, and they do it to me all the time, not Ring of Honor, well, any company, to me, to anybody, is who, like, people like me who are like, I've had a foot in the door everywhere, they know that, and they know all the guys are hungry, so they will dangle that carrot. Like, hey, come down, help out, you never know what's going to happen. I remember one day I was there first, and I was like, yeah. They're like, hey, we have something later we might need somebody for. I said, I'm here. I'm your dude. Here I am first, helping out. I'm doing everything I need to do. And then last second, somebody showed up, and they were just like, "Oh, hold on. Oh yeah, that guy's gonna be in it." No, didn't help a ring crew. Didn't do any of the stuff that we all have to do to get the spot to pay your due. Man, I was tight. I was like, what the fuck? But that's the business. That's wrestling. You just, maybe next time, fella.
Wow. I mean, get off on an off-topic soapbox. That's just workforce in America. It seems like you take you show a little bit of initiative to do something, and now that's your job. Didn't get paid. Get paid more for it or anything. Just extra responsibility.
How could you help me out? Well, I could do this. Okay, cool. Wrestling is definitely the what have you done for me today, not lately. Like, oh man, remember when I sold 200 tickets to that show? Yeah, that was last show. What about this show? But what about you know what I mean? Not me personally. I'm just saying like the scenario. So wrestling can be shitty at times, but other than that, it's fun mostly.
I hope it's a little fun. You've been at it for a bit now, so
I've seen it all, man. You put in the hours and you get something. You never know. Gamble. Bet on yourself. Gamble it.
And you never know when just that one random break's going to show up, just because someone didn't show up, someone no-showed, etc.
I had a buddy who lived in Vegas, and I had extra money, and I was like, I've never been. Ring of Honor's out there. I got a free place to stay. I'm going to fly myself out there. Flew myself out there, showed up, helped out, and I was like, is there anything you guys need? And they're like, nah, just help us. I was literally security, like legit security, like, where's your seat, sir? Type of security. And then the next day I walk in, and they were like, hey, have you talked to anybody? I said, nope, I'm just showing up. I'm just here to help, whatever. And they're like, you and cheeseburger, 7 minutes, TV. Okay. Called the 7-minute thing with cheeseburger. And then he comes back to me like an hour later, was like, hey, our entire segment is 7 minutes. We have 1 minute. What would you like to do? I'm like, I'm here for you, man. You're the star. I'm just extra guy who's on TV that just having my name and being there is enough, And then Berger, to his credit, went, talked to whoever, came back, and was like, hey, we have 2 minutes. What would you like to do? Give you one move. I was like, I just want to hit my power slam, man. That's all I want to do. Let me hit that sequence. And then I did. And like they put me over on commentary as being in the Top Prospect tournament. Steve Carino was like, he's the love child of the missing link. And like it was cool. They put me over a little bit. And then I got power bombed into the apron by the All Night Express. And you hear him, face paint guy, the crowd. That day, they're like, hey, go out with the ref. You're going out cold and just got 5 minutes to stay out there. And they're like, who are you? Who are you? And I'm like, who are you? Who are you guys? Get out of here. But, yeah, so I gambled on myself and it paid off. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Welcome to the jungle.
But and so be it. As you've also been around, you got did at least two matches with TNA. I know you were you had a handicap match with Sawyer Fulton.
I did that was a handicap match at the ECW arena, so that was awesome to be TV and the ECW arena in one pop. Wow. But I did like they used to do Impact had a thing with PPW out of Pennsylvania. They had like joint shows type of deal. So I did a 6-man tag out of that. And then I did another one before one of their little pay-per-views that they had. It was another tag match I did. So a little bit here and there. But I'm still waiting to hopefully get something on Explosion or something that's big now. Because TNA's coming for somebody. They're out there, Yeah,
so I know they've made a handful of some signings lately. So obviously they're still putting over talent. Yeah. But looking for talent and kind of like
I say it all the time. I just got to get in front of the right person who sees and be like, that's why I have my right eye covered on a bunch of pictures, or my logo has an X through the right eye because I'm not in front of the right eyes. No right eyes. So it's just waiting for that one person to be like, oh, this guy can work. This guy has charisma, yada, 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 not an asshole. Let's see what he can do. Now, I don't have to be Firework Foxx Vinyer anywhere. They could be like, hey, we want you to be the shit sandwich man. Okay, let's go. Yogurt and pudding pops, let's go. Stone Cold style. Blah, 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 blah. But we're here. We're here just having fun now.
Now I have to ask if you've gone all out with the various gimmicks. Have you been asked to play a doink yet?
No, but the company that I was heavyweight champion at for 3 years, they have a doink. By the owner plays him, and he's over as shit. Of course.
I feel like that's kind of a rite of passage at certain levels. You either have to work a doink or be a doink at some time, especially if you're young and no one knows who you are.
I don't think I've worked him, but he was definitely on the shows with me. And it's his first time he painted his face looked nothing like it. It was ugh. But now he looks pretty good. But yeah, it's always fun. Kids don't know.
Well, I mean, it could be worse. I mean, it could be the legendary Alabama doink, and so there's not even face paint involved with that.
Huh.
But there's some fun things for anyone who wants to YouTube things. Alabama doink, especially if you find his matches with Heidenreich at Golden Corral or the infamous casket match.
Oh my god, sounds amazing.
I didn't. Not to go out of my way to poop on anyone, but like the matches are legendarily bad, and so if you're into, we'll call it like the B movies of professional wrestling,
like the trash bag wrestling, like the $5 wrestling that they used to do, where it was like Mystery Theater 3000. They put on a shitty match, shitty commentator. Yeah. Sometimes I watch it, but there aren't enough shows with enough shitty fucking people. Be better. Y'all know who you are.
Get trained, do the work.
Yeah,
get good, or at least tolerable.
Go to the gym, tan a little bit. Stop wanting.
There's a reason I'm on this side of the microphone.
No, that one, Jimmy. That's not about you.
We all know who you're talking about. I don't know who.
Everybody.
It's everyone.
Sorry, Cat. Sorry.
Hit the gym, Cat. Talking about you specifically. And tell my cats.
Get out of here, hamster wheel ass.
That went off the rails. Off the rails in the best way possible. I'm down with it. It's all good. But speaking of getting eyes on you, though, I know you've done some work for more recently with Juggalo Championship Wrestling and the NWA. I noticed, at least by match result, you're becoming like a battle royale expert, at least within JCW.
I'm about to change the whole gimmick, just being the battle royale, Royal L. Yeah, JCW was cool. It was in Worcester and Valentine's weekend. So I got to debut and be a part of it and watch 2 ICP concerts. And I was like, yes. So the first time in the little battle royal, if anyone watched it, like I come out and I pop my confetti off. I'm ready to go. And then everyone jumped me. And I got spine busted and they threw me out. So fuck you. But got to watch ICP later on. And then the next night, Battle Royal again. Here we go. 2 taping. And then they beat me up again. Got beat up, thrown out. But then I got to watch ICP perform their hits and not just the Tunnel Love for the Valentine's. So it was worth it. Everything was worth it. And I get to be like, and like Violent J liked me, which is dope that I'm just like, please ignore the 6 Joker cards that I have on my arm, sir. I'm a big fan. Shaggy made fun of me in my ring. Hey, the 80s called. Hey, fuck you. But I did message somebody today about trying to work on the Gathering, so that would be pretty sick. If there's a Battle Royal opening, somebody put me on there. I just want to get things in my life. Like, I'd never been to the Gathering, but I got to go there and wrestle. Cool.
That was going to be like my next ask, is if you can get your way into the Gathering, because I've like those shows are I've not personally been, but I've watched on the internet on DVD, and they're just off the rails, even more so than a normal JCW show because you legit never know who they're going to bring in for the gathering.
I just think it'll be fun. Even to be like, yo, I wrestled the gathering. And it would be cool to be like, yo, I wrestled the gathering and the Crockett Cup in the same year. You know what I mean? Or like, but I'm trying to get my 2020 Thrive going.
You brought up we'll move on with the Crockett Cup. So how did the opportunities with NWA come about?
Well, I had a beg. Well, last year I debuted at the NWA 76 anniversary and in a tag match at the ECW arena, and I won with the Topanga Unchained, the greatest power slam in professional wrestling today. And that was dope. And then I wrestled a few more times for them, and then the Crockett came around. They were like, we have something for you. It's going to be – well, actually, I asked. I was like, hey, I'm available in February. They're like, we're booked for the TV, but we have something in May that you'll be pretty good for. And I was like, all right, cool. And then it started coming up, and they're like, hey, are you actually going to be in the Crockett Cup tournament, like the match? And I was like, oh, okay, sicky. Who's my partner? Who's this? What do I have to do, But I didn't find out my partner until the day of, and I don't know when it's going to air. But I teamed with Joe Ocasio, and we were in the first round battle royal, which led to the winner going right into the second round. Like, no time. I'm like, person's thrown over. Ding, here comes the next team. Second round begins. But we made it. We got some pretty good licks in. Made it to the final 5 out of the 10 or 12 teams that were in there. So that was pretty fetch, as some would say. But it was cool to get the Rock and the Crockett.
Oh, there you go. Further proof. I'd say that has to be like another, like, especially since they brought that back, has to be kind of a bucket list type item. Anyone who's
years ago when they first brought it back, I was like, oh my God, I want to do it. How do I get it? I need somebody to be my tag partner. Somebody be a tag team. And of course, where I am in Albany, every wrestler doesn't want to wrestle. It's just like, hey, I like wrestling once a month, every other month. Oh, do you want to ever make it like out of the city, out of doing it? No, I'm okay being a loser wearing gloves. Why do you wear gloves when you wrestle? You don't even explain why. But it was cool because I loved the Now, and they were in it, and I was so hyped for Vic because we were training together at the time, or like running a school, like working out. And I was so stoked, and I was like, how do I get in? How do I get in? And he didn't know. He's like, I'm still trying to get my own shit. I said, all right, I will follow you. Vic's like my brother in wrestling because he was trained by my trainer a little bit before he went down to OVW and all the WWE shit he did. So anything that he does, I'm like, I'm right behind you, man. I'm right behind you. But yeah, I was stoked for it. So it's cool to be a part of it. Hopefully next year when they have it, I'll be like on NWA more and like really, hey, I team with Wrecking Ball and we destroyed some people and we won pretty clean. We were a good team. Just saying.
I want to dig that out though, because that is a pairing that's kind of. I mean, outside like styles are similar-ish, but personality-wise, that's a juxtaposition right there, which makes for some of the best tag teams, really.
Well, that's how it was with me and Ocasio. I was like, hey man, I'm gonna be out there. I'm ready to go, and you're just straight to the kind of like Beefcake and Greg the Hammer Valentine, Dream Team style. One's a wild cantaloupe, and the other one's a, asparagus. So
Heard Valentine described as a cigar store Indian, which I know none of those things are politically correct to have now, but I find that to be kind of an apt descriptor of him.
Hey, Jerry! He's out the window. Hilarious. Yeah.
There we go. So everyone keep their eyes out on the NWA because Fox is moving up.
And also, if you are on the Twitter machine, X, tweet them. Hashtag NWA, @NWA. We want more Fox there. We want more Firework. We want more. We want more. Book him, book him, book him. We want to buy a T-shirt. Do you guys sell those T-shirts? I have one right here. Do it. Let your voices be heard. Damn you.
say, and of all the and of a lot of promotions, NWA's kind of made up until they've got their new television deal with Roku. X was one of the primary ways of catching any NWA action, so they're got their pulse on the X. So again,
every Tuesday at 6:05. But I see this
tweet it out, X it out, post it out.
I'm just like, I would kill it there. I belong there, I kill it anywhere I am because I'm okay. I'm good, pretty good, decent as I am. But character-wise, NWA is very old school, and they have characters, and I just happen to be a character. A character, man.
No, I definitely think your character would be perfect for the NWA going forward. Like that's not just me BSing. Just seeing the clips that I've seen of you and what the matches that I've watched doing my research for the podcast. Like, I'm like,
yeah,
why does this doesn't surprise me?
Yeah, believe me, you're preaching to the choir. It's just like, give me the goddamn ball. Let me run. I could do it. I swear. Promise. It'll be fun. Give me 1 year. Give me 1 year to show everyone what I can do every week and watch it grow. Call me Rita Repulsa and make that monster grow. Rita. That's my Goldar. My Goldar impression. This guy has ADHD.
Explains why you're in the wrestling business.
Pretty much.
But I do before I start winding things down here. Music. We in our informal conversations trying to get technology to work. We've talked. We brought up you playing music a little bit. Do you have a band that's out there rocking when you're not wrestling, or are you just kind of playing for fun?
Click. Yeah, I have a band called Zoo Green 6. It started off in high school with me and my best friend who passed away. I was like, yo, you play music? I want to play music. I don't know how to play anything. Let me just try. And then I copied his stuff. I was a rapper. Sickest MC in professional wrestling. And then I had a band when I was 18 to 24 or some bullshit like that. And then wrestling. And then COVID happened. And I just happened to go to my little cousin who idolizes me. And he had my old guitar and stuff. And he would jam. And he's like, I wrote this riff. I wrote this little lick. And then I liked a little bit of it. So then I changed it and added to it. Went home, made an entire song out of it. Went back. I was like, yo, check this out. He's like, yeah, I don't know. I'm shy. He's like, you suck. Then I messaged my old drummer and was like, yo, man, you got to check this out. And he's like, yo, I think we could try to do something. It'd be cool making songs for wrestling. I was like, yeah, let's sell it to shit. And I bought an electric drum set, overnighted it from Amazon, got Pro Tools. I already had guitars and shit. And then I just started picking it up, learning how to play. I could play, but I could power chord. And then I just have a sheet of paper that has every note. So I just hung it around my house. And everywhere I walked, I could see it and add to it. And then after 4 years of playing and writing and producing and doing everything, I got pretty goddamn good. And then played 2 shows. I haven't seen my drummer in 9 months. He might be dead. I don't know. He lives 2 doors over, two buildings over in my complex. But sometimes I see him on his fucking moped riding around like a little bitch. Shaq, you go bitch. Come play some music. We got opportunities, man. And then, yeah, so if you want to listen to that, it's anywhere Zoo Green 6. That's ZOOGREEN, the number 6. And, yeah, it's I call it hip-hop punk. So, Zoo Green 6, hip-hop punk. So if you like guitar riffs with some rhymes and some awesome beats, breakdowns, some doom drops and shit, it's pretty good. I play everything but the drums on that.
I mean that alone is spirit of punk rock. That's
And I got to play my entrance theme, and NWA used it at NWA XS in Ohio, so that was pretty fetch to do that.
My next question was do you rock your own theme music?
Yep. I was using my friend's band song a lot because it was way better produced and not in an apartment. The quality's good on mine. Don't get it fucking twisted, brother. But like, I liked their song. It was cool. I put my own little stuff in it. But then sometimes if I'm a heel or I'm a different character, I'll use my own shit. And then like sometimes I even perform my stuff to the ring. I had a match in Dynasty as Greg Durst, my other persona. Come on! And I had my band play, or I had a drummer and a guitar player while I rapped on the way to the ring. And in the middle of the match, they would play. Like I'm G'ing up. Come on, you know. But the drummer would be boom, boom, boom. And then the guitar, and then I got cut off, got knocked down, got clothesline. And then you hear the guitar player on his own just go, wah, wah, wah. You son of a bitch! Supposed to be on my team. But yeah, I want to incorporate it all in it. So if anyone who has power, NWA, TNA, anybody, let me just bring my band. I'll walk out. If Hendry can play his song and Elias, I can come out rapping. Being the sickest MC, professional wrestling. Where's the stripes? Because he's official. I'm a real GMC. Check the initials. Oh, John Cena, you suck. Pretty much. That's the life. Life of an outlaw. Thug life.
There we go. So, where can we find you on the interwebs to get the sickest MC in? Whether it's now that we know our music endeavors or professional wrestling.
Everywhere at Foxx Vinyer. FOXXVINYER. That's Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, wherever videos are sold. Pretty much. Sorry, ladies, no more dating site socialite. I'm retired from that life.
Everywhere but Tinder.
Everywhere but the dating shit. If this was a year ago, yeah. But it's not. I'm happy. Fuck you. Sorry, bitches. West Side.
I was going to, and then like I one quick look at my notes. I want to bring it up real quick, but you had a trailer for Forging Foxx Vinyer. Do you have a documentary coming out anytime soon? Or is that just something you put out for fun?
I started it, and it was about people that I know put me over, telling how it is, like my fiance, beautiful Chelsea, love you, you're in it, and like my best friend who was my tag partner did it, and my aunt, and people like who were around. So I have a bunch of footage of them talking so I could insert my stuff. And I have a couple episodes that are good, but I just haven't put it out yet. So I want to get like a lot of backstage stuff. I want to get actual wrestling footage instead of like old stuff. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, it's a process. I want to get like good footage, and it's a slow build, but the trailer, yeah, got a few people hyped, but
yeah. I was, getting ready to wind down. I'm just like, dude might have a documentary coming out. I should probably do my journalistic duties and let you put that over real quick too before we just wander off.
It's gonna drop someday, maybe. But yeah, episodically. Like one episode will be my buddy talking about how he grew up and I was like the guy he idolized, or like joined my band or played music with me. Another one, my tag partner, of how we met. Like in high school when we were 13, and like I have my fiance did a whole bunch of, cause she knew nothing about wrestling until I met her, like how she says in the preview. But she went in and hers, like she talks about like how she's been to shows and it's been like quiet, like, oh, okay, this is cute. But she's like, when I come out, this is not like me assing my own, but like she's like, when I come out, it's a shift. Like, it's entertaining. I like to consider myself a television wrestler. Like, I am made for TV. I have been on TV. I have a SAG voucher. And like other wrestlers just like to point at the ropes and run. I like to actually wrestle and have a reason, and there's entertainment value of like, oh, I'm a memorable person when I come out. I'm going to give you, if you're 10 people in the crowd, I'm going to give you the money that you paid for. I'm going to give you the show. You know what I'm saying? So that was nice of her to say, because she knows nothing about wrestling. So it's like an objective third party, to be like, yeah, everything shift, like the whole show. Everyone's like, oh my God. But yeah, then my aunt talks about a bunch of stuff. And some other wrestlers that I've wrestled, they say some stuff. So there's a lot of cool stuff. I just have to like take the time to edit it and put it in, because I'm doing it all myself. I'm the editing machine. So we'll see. See how it goes.
Well, just like everything else, DIY.
Yeah. I don't have any friends. It's just me by my own.
All right. So just a quick reminder for everyone, Foxx Vinyer on all the socials, and I'll be sure to make sure all the spelling of that is in the descriptor so everyone can find that. We will end things on where can we find you in the upcoming weeks?
Oh, boy. Well, in the upcoming weeks, let's see. I'm going to be in Truly Independent Wrestling, where I am the one half of the tag team champions, defending my championship against Southern Discomfort. Not the one that you would look up, because you can't look up any of these people's matches because they all have names that nobody can look up. Get a name that people can find. I hate you all. And then I'll be at my engagement party. I'll be at my birthday party. Bring gifts, okay? And then I'll be at Kaiju Pro Wrestling on July 23rd, Connecticut. Don't ask the building, just find it. The guy will. And then August is everywhere in August. We got World of Hurt Wrestling. We got ACW, that's Awesome Championship Wrestling. We have NWA 77. So just look around. You'll find a guy. You'll find a guy somewhere. Maybe. Oh, maybe.
There we go. And of course, we're getting that grassroots campaign. We are going to be tweeting or posting or whatever vernacular we're using for X nowadays. Billy Pumpkins, get this man more work in the NWA. Get him a contract. This is what the people wish. That is all the people need to know.
The synergy. Oh, synergy. And Violent J, Shaggy, put me on The Gathering. I'll paint my face. Face painted. The face paint heavyweight. The hard-hitting, bar-spitting. Firework, Foxx Vinyer. Hooty-hoo, some would say.
But, Fox, thank you for coming off the show. It's been a blast.
It's been a firework blast.
The Confusion Wrestling Podcast is a weekly podcast that is written and performed by Rob Kammer and hosted by Spotify for podcasters. The background music for this section is Ruined by Day, performed by Alan Schroeder. If you enjoyed this podcast and would like to help support, please like, subscribe, and tell your friends, family, and enemies. Leaving a review is helpful as well, because word-of-mouth advertisement is very important for us small podcasts. My social media links can be found in the description, but Twitter, Instagram, and Blue Sky are at The Nova of Cass. That's TheNovaofCass, and Facebook is MLW Confusion, all one word. If you'd like to support monetarily and help upgrade my equipment, please check out my virtual tip jar at ko-fi.com/Casanova, or if you prefer more bang for your buck, go to patreon.com/Casanova, that's CASSONOVA, where for as little as $2, backers get access to the podcast early and without those pesky ads, plus other exclusive content. So join the crew that is headed up by Keith Wynn, Alan Schroeder, Chris Zach, and Elenia, and check it out. You can also find t-shirts, coffee mugs, and other merch at the Confusion Podcast store on Teespring. Also, be sure to check out the affiliate links in the description below. For business inquiries such as ads, sponsorships, and etc., please email rzkamer, Kamerer, at comcast.net. Thank you all for listening.